Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you a more bass house. Okay, it's a housey song. I named it Joyryde just because it's kind of like that. It's a little of its own, but you'll hear. Starts off with a piano. Oh, should I give you a preview first? Here's a preview. It's a good place to start it. Okay, BPM is 126, just as like a groovy thing. I usually find progressive house to be 128, and then more of like a tropical or a future to be at 126, just because it's a little slower. So to start out, there's a piano. Here's that. Sorry, it's filtered, but it's just a normal piano from Nexus. And then we got a top loop here. Have you listened to that? Beautiful. And then a little bit of a crash that I turned the quick fade. I changed that a bit just so it doesn't sound so crashy. It just kind of sounds like an ambient noise. Then we got these little hats. And their volume is automated right here, as you can see. Starts off down here. Then as you get into the song, it moves. Wow. To do that, you would just pick your sample over here once you make it in the pattern. Then you right click, create automation clip, and it'll pop up somewhere down here. I think it's this one. Yes, it does seem to be that one. Okay, so moving on from that, we just have this acoustic fill. I just fit it to this because it was a 128 before. To fit your samples to a BPM other than what it says, like for example, my song is 126. This fill is 128 BPM. You right click time, auto detect, and then you can either resample or auto. Resample actually keeps the like original, like the pitch and everything, but auto kind of adjusts it to everything else. So for example, if I have it on resample, it just sounds like this at 126. But if I put it on auto, it sounds a bit different. Sometimes it's different, sometimes it's not so different. I've added some things, it depends like on the severity of what you're changing, but sometimes if you go from like a 140 to a 128 sample, it sounds like garbage. So you just gotta play around with that, I guess. So here's this. Got some drop claps underneath, got this little riser. Here's the lead. There's two silent leads here. Oh, and this is the same thing, except this one is lower. So you see this here, then this one just comes in and it's lower on the octave is lower. So, but this one just kicks in to give it some extra feel. So that's pretty cool. The bass underneath is this. Very simple. And I just kind of have it drop to like this sort of like plain, quiet, sound of housey type of thing. You see that crash gives it again a little kind of ambient thing. I have a big Valhalla room on that crash actually. You can't really hear it, it's very quiet, but where did it go? Maybe it's just that one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's this one. If you don't have Valhalla room, you can just use a big reverb and just up the wetness of the reverb. Now this is a combination of two different vinyl scratches from the Cashmere sample pack. Okay, so I just use a section of each one. Pretty sweet, here you go. And then I added more to the lead here, so you can see all these different sounds going on. So here's what it all sounds like. They're all still silent. Just trying to make the original louder with some more kind of metally sounds, I guess. The bass remains the same. Then I just put the hats underneath. There's also a sample from SpongeBob here.
Feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
It's just because they have like instruments playing in the background a lot of the time. So I heard it out of nowhere and I was kind of like, I want to have that kind of go along with hats because I thought it might sound interesting. So here's what that sounds like. Yeah. I also have occasional fills here, like towards the end of the, yeah. I just kind of customize them so they're different scratches, different, yeah, just to sound cool, but you'll hear them. I also like to use these for these sorts of songs because it sounds cool and it sounds like you're sweeping up with the same note. So I have these reverse synths. This one here, pretty sweet. I like those a lot. Now to make this sound messy, not necessarily messy, but it sounds like there's extra notes, is because there is extra notes. As you see up here, there's a lead, and down here I put another lead. So it just kind of mixes them together, and sometimes it sounds cool when they're tripping over each other. Okay, and then it just builds up again, and I automated the pitch of these snares. Then this is just the same lead, but with they're up some notes. Is this a different bass? I guess maybe. Yeah. So that's okay. Yeah, and then I just take out the lead here and leave the piano and the bass going with the hi-hats. So literally all I just took out was the lead because I think it sounds cool. It's a little cool down finisher. So that's that. And I'm not going to go over too much automation because that'd take a while. So, I mean, but you can figure it out. You can watch things move and see how things change, just like the pitch of these snares and stuff. Mostly it's just that. Just like volume. It's mostly volume automation and pitch automation, so. And then filters as well. Filter automation is, I use a lot, obviously. Here for the lead, you can tell the lead kind of filters off. So that's kind of it. I'll go over the mix a bit. The master, I just adjusted some of the levels here, so you can see. Just make it sound nice. And let's see, what does the lead have on it? The lead just has an EQ, a kickstart, just 70% of a kickstart. I guess. I don't remember doing that, but it happened at some point. Sausage fattener. Tape stop that I would automate with this trigger. So that's down here in the automations too. And then this room. And of course, again, if you don't have a hall room, you can use a reverb. Let's see, I'll just see what the bass has on it. Just an EQ, lifting up those low ends. And kickstart, 70% again. I guess I just didn't want the kicks to be too heavy. So, that's why that's that. What else? Drum loop, hi-hats, final scratch. See, a lot of this is just reverb on samples, because it makes it sound a bit less sampley and more natural. This is that SpongeBob sample. I put a sausage fattener just because it wasn't loud enough, and EQs just to cut out some stuff that wasn't nice, and a reverb. Hats and sweeps and pianos, and I think I tried to have vocals in here at some point, so you can ignore that. Yeah, that's it. Okay, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. You can download this project in the description. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more if you enjoyed. And coming out with a new song pretty soon. I just don't know what to name it. So that's going to take maybe a little while to figure out. But otherwise, see you next time.